Hello.
Hi, how are you?
What's your name, honey?
I'm Kiki.
Kiki. Look at Kiki. Do you love me? Are we riding? And she never ever leave.
Hey.
Kiki, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, Atlanta. I'm gonna be in Atlanta this weekend. Um, I like that yellow.
Thank you.
What do
I'm at
you
work
do for
right
a
now,
living?
but
Say again.
I'm at work right now.
Yeah, I know this is working hours. So make sure I'm gonna make sure I see your whole head. You're set up good, so I appreciate it. Oh,
Oh,
you
okay.
fine. Don't move. Don't move.
Okay.
Cause
Okay.
steady. I just want you to just move back. You can just physically move back a little bit and you're good. But
Okay.
you have a very
Let's see.
good, yeah, you're good. I don't want you to move.
Okay.
Kiki, how old are you?
I am 31.
31. And what do you
Yes.
do for a living?
Um, I work in sales. I'm an account manager for a Michelin company.
Kiki, Atlanta, 31. You work in sales. Do you have any kids?
I don't have any kids, but I do want kids one day. So
Okay. Okay. That's a good
yes,
thing.
it's a good thing, but that's something that I have to make clear because, yeah,
No, I think
if you
that's
don't want kids, you're
I
not gonna
think
want
that's
me.
very I think now that to me are worthy deal breakers because if you know you want children, there's no need for you to waste your time with someone that doesn't. And if you
Right.
know that you don't want kids, there's no need for you to like if you already have kids, you don't want more kids, you need to communicate that, early on. Okay, so we got early on, Kiki wants children. Do you want marriage too or just having kids will be
Yes.
fine with it? Okay. So we
No,
got
I do want to get married, have kids. The whole dream.
Okay, let's get into it then. Kiki Atlanta, you work in sales, no kids, 31. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn, the best to ever do it.
Well, as a tourist woman, I will have to disagree,
Woo.
but I'm gonna let you
Um,
have it because it's about you right now. So I know how to give grace. It's my time all the time. So I'm gonna let it be your time right
okay.
now. Okay, okay. Kiki Atlanta, 31, Capricorn. She works in sales, no kids. She wants children. What are your requirements? What are you looking for, honey?
So my biggest requirements are going to be somebody that's stable, somebody that's ambitious, somebody that lives in the USA. I've been here before, by the way, Kendra.
I didn't know that.
So
Oh, they're telling me now. How did it go?
it didn't really go that good because most of the people that hit me up were like in Africa or Jamaica. Some people hit me up in the US, but just either wasn't my type or they want you to chase them maybe because they see me on here, they think I'm desperate. I'm not. So I'm not going to chase you. So definitely somebody that is an alpha male, doesn't mind courting a woman, knows what he wants. um Somebody that does not have any kids at all, like even if you have one, that is a deal breaker. So no kids at all, because I want to start a fresh family. So
I feel you. You're 31, so okay. That I mean, I don't feel like that's. What's your age range?
my age range is going to be 27. I'll go up to 27. 27 to, I'll say 42.
Okay, definitely the younger. I think you will. I mean, your probability. I mean, I actually know men in their 40s with no kids, so it's possible. Okay, so no kids, a strong no kid policy. Um, was that your deal
Strong. Like,
breaker?
please don't, like, I get so many people that hit me up and they have kids, and I'm like so open about it. Like, I don't know why y'all do that. Don't
So
do
you
that,
won't even
please.
date a man with kids?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, listen, I think, I mean, you have no kids, so it makes sense. I understand what you're doing. So, okay, was that your deal breakers or are there more deal breakers?
Um, Aside from no kids, bad hygiene, um, lazy. Like if you're lazy, you don't like to work hard. If me working hard is an offense to you, that's a deal breaker.
Okay, okay. What about how does he have to look? Does he look a certain way?
Yes.
Let's get to this.
But
So, how does this man with no kids have to look?
Preferably just tall. Like I don't have a skin complexion preference. I don't have a nationality preference. Just somebody taller than me. So preferably over 5'9", because I'm 5'8", and I would wear heels all the time. I got heels on right now, so just preferably over 5'9". Also preferably not obese, not obese, because I like a bigger guy, I would say, but not like you can't be like it's too hot to be outside for a fat guy. I can't do those type of, if you don't want to go hiking with me because you're out of shape, don't hit me up.
So she can't do too big for a fat guy. Okay. Oh, okay. What about
Sorry.
money? How much does this no kid has to be over 5'9", also in shape guy have to be? That kid, I didn't make a certain amount of money.
um My cousin is in the comments. He said no snowflakes. I'm dead. I don't mind the snowflakes, by the
So you
way.
would date a white man?
I would date a white man.
Have you
Yes.
dated white men?
I have never dated a white man. Only Hispanic or black, but I'm open to it.
Okay.
Like you keep kind of hinting to, your options are getting lower and lower. So,
Listen, well, here's the deal. Let me tell y'all something. All I'm doing is repeating. I ask questions. Now, whatever your brain, I do at times do say something. I ain't get there yet. Right now, I'm just repeating back to you because I think sometimes people don't hear themselves out loud. So I think it's important to hear what you're saying. And I haven't given you any pushback. I'm just trying to get clarity. But we are on the income part. So what is the income requirement?
I would say if you well just be financially stable. I would say over 60K would be reasonable.
Okay, you live in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So you haven't ran into a man that has these qualities, no kids, over 5'9", makes 60K?
Yeah, I've run into a couple of them, but you don't always, just because you're single and you have the same like they meet all of those superficial check boxes, don't mean they meet the mental and psychological
Oh, I
check
know that.
box.
I actually think that the list should be reversed.
Yeah.
I think.
So I mean, so that is another, thing. Like somebody that is genuinely kind, compassionate, considerate, um, God fearing, um, able to communicate well. Also, deal breaker if you have a drinking problem or if you're on drugs, that is a deal breaker. If you can't leave the country, that's a deal breaker. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right, Kiki, you know what time it is. It's time for the Kendra Cam.
Kendra Cam, okay.
Carson says she's very beautiful.
Thank you. A little bit. Kendra Cam, I don't know if y'all can see me because now I'm far from my
I
phone.
want to see this. You do look good. That yellow. You look pretty. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is Kiki. And that's your real hair, right?
So this you funny for this, Kendra, but it's cool. Of course, this is my real hair, but this is a
Oh no.
ponytail.
I wasn't trying to be shady. I was getting ready to run down your attributes. It's not a bad
Oh,
thing. First of all, I wear a wigger. I was gonna say she got a real hair, she's in shape. Because a lot of
I
men
do
like
wear
to
my
look their real
natural
hair.
hair. I was gonna say I wear my natural hair all the time. If you actually go visit my Facebook page, you'll see my profile picture.
Well,
Me
your
natural
bang
hair.
is real, right? Like
Yeah.
I can tell
Yes.
you we're real. I mean, a lot of men like women with their natural hair. It's just what it is. So I wasn't trying to be shady. I genuinely thought it was your hair. I was gonna just run down
Thanks.
your attribute. But
Most people do. They be like, "Oh, your hair, you got good hair," and I be like, "Thank you."
that's how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say thank you and know it. But no, you're definitely a beautiful woman. So Kiki, when was your last relationship?
Over a year ago,
What
about
happened
like
with that relationship?
we just were not compatible. I So my biggest thing right now is also I'm not gonna rush into a relationship. Like just because we like each other after the first date, no, you can't just lock me in like that. We have to really get to know each other. You do have to court me and actually spend time with me before you try to take me off the market.
Well, did he
So
do that? Did he ever get to the relationship status?
so he did, but I felt like we did it too fast. It was just like a couple of dates, and then he was like, I don't want you to see nobody else, so we need to, jump right in. And then it was just like we didn't spend enough time getting to know each other, and I kind of realized he didn't really like me or like the type of lifestyle that I live. I work a lot. I'm not gonna lie, that is a big problem in my dating life. Is I work a lot. So
Yeah, because
and if you don't work
I
a lot,
mean
then you're going to
that's
be looking at me like, why are you always working? But I mean, I work around, it's like these are my free times. I'm free on the weekends. Like, so you just
um.
got to be able to be accepting of that.
Do you have friends that are in relationships that you admire?
Yes,
You should
I
talk
do.
to them. Do they give you advice?
I do talk to them and they do give me advice, but they like some of them is married. And
But that's
I
your
take
goal. You should be talking to wives.
Yeah, and I take their advice, which is why I'm so choosy on who I'm gonna go into a relationship with at this point. Like,
Now, I'll give you pushback on this, and I say this as a boss woman who I be trying to figure out how much I want to reveal. I don't talk about my. I have a whole relationship. I don't tell you that much, but as time progressed, I will start sharing more. But what I will say is this: as a boss woman, I had to adjust my schedule because if you don't make room, you can't. I think a lot of times y'all sit up here and y'all ask for things, but have you ever thought about what it requires to keep that man in attention? Are you going to show up for that man? Like you guys are, well, and we don't talk about this enough. We always talk about men cheating, but they cheat with other women. And although we want to be sisters, a lot of women will know your man got you and will still push up on your man. And that's just real.
mm,
Especially if y'all asking for the man that y'all be asking for. You're asking for a top-notch guy, as in stature, heights, no children, 60K. I think you really want more than 60K, but we gonna live there. We gonna live there. I'm not. We gonna live there. It was a
you
good.
gotta have the potential to make more. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? You
I know
definitely
you
gotta
gonna
want
start at
more.
60K, but really want to hire. But either way, this guy is a highly sought out guy. And when you start off with saying I work a lot. Are you gonna make time for this man? Are you gonna show up for this man? Are you gonna adjust your busy schedule to be that man's woman?
I would do if I'm interested in somebody. Yeah, I make time. I do
Okay.
make time.
And I will say this: I think a lot of women are willing to be submissive for the right man. I think it's more so women push back so much on submission because a lot of times the man that's requiring it, you don't feel like he's worthy. But I think if you're a genuine good person, if someone is genuinely treating you well, you're gonna want to show up for them. Like I have one of my friends who's married, she enjoys cooking for her family. Like she wants to cook for her family. Like that, she takes pride in knowing that she is responsible for her children and her husband eating. It's not a chore. She doesn't look, and she works, so she does. She's a working woman. She doesn't look at it as like a slave or requirement. No, it's her love language. It's like I'm the woman to this family, and I'm gonna make sure you guys are good. So I think, but her husband, she has a good husband. So I think a woman is willing to show up in all the things that men say they want a woman when the woman feels safe enough and you're deserving enough to do it. That's kind of really what it comes down to. But it's tricky though too, because now I gotta defend the men. Because now there are women that come in right away, and men have been saying this. They like, you gotta pay my light bill after the first date. You're automatic out. And it's not like, all the men in my real world, because I talk to them, they have money. So it's not like they can't pay for your light bill or can't give you what you require. It's the entitlement that turns them off. The fact that you only know me for a week and you feel as though you are entitled to my bank account. It don't work that way, boo boo. So I think on both ways, men, if you want a submissive woman, you have to show her that she can trust you enough to be submissive. And women, if you come in acting like money is everything, you're gonna get pushback.
Hmm. I
So
agree. I'm a person, so y'all know, men, I do not ask for nothing. So if you give it to me, you give it to me. I'm a very appreciative person. I'm never going to be like, cash at me this. I'm having a hard time. Send me that. If you not like man and actually responsible, for providing for me, because the man that I want is going to be feel like he's responsible for providing for me, even though he sees that I can provide for myself. So
Fair
somebody
enough.
that's a natural provider.
A natural provider. So we do your 3 flaws, Kiki?
No, we didn't do my 3 flaws.
What are your 3 flaws?
One is I'm very blunt, so some people may take it as I'm being mean, and I'm never. That's never my intention. And I'm always okay with questions like, "Oh, what did you mean by that?" Something like that, because a lot of the time, some things I say could be a little, I guess, too upfront. So I get that a lot. So it is something I actually do work on. Because I'm never trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm a lover. So, other thing is uh, managing my time. So, so
So
managing
what
my
is your work
time.
schedule? How often do you work?
Well, right now I work 2 jobs. So I work as an account manager during the day, on Monday through Friday, and I work at FedEx at night, Monday through Friday. So right now I only kind of got weekends where I'm open, but FedEx is a part-time job. It's not as important to me as this job is, and doesn't pay the majority of my bills. So if I found somebody that I'm like, I want to spend more time with them, maybe they don't have weekends off, I can let that go and make the money up doing Instacart on the weekend or something like that, or manage my money better, because I like to travel. So and I like to shop. So I do work a lot, so I can make sure I could do what I want to do and buy what I want to buy.
Got you. Okay. Kiki, does the guy have to be in Atlanta?
The guy doesn't have to be in Atlanta, but if you are not in Atlanta, you need to be in the US, and if you need to be willing to come to Atlanta to take me on a date. If you're not willing to come to Atlanta to take me on a date, then that's probably not.
Okay, fair enough. If it got serious, are you relocating or will he have to relocate to Atlanta?
It depends on where he lives, but I'm not stuck here. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
could rent my house out and move wherever, honestly.
You're open-minded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
Okay.
really want to live nowhere if you get like 15 inches of snow and it's crazy like that. I don't. But
Okay.
other places, yes.
Okay, got you. And Kiki, why would a guy be lucky to be with you, sweetheart?
um, a guy would be lucky to be with me because I'm kind, I'm funny, um, I could cook, I am supportive, I'm ambitious, um, I'm cute. You get a little freaky sometimes. And I know how to make a guy happy. I've been in a long-term relationship before, so I know how to make a man happy. I just need the right man to make them happy, and a guy that knows what he wants is going to have no problem with me, because he's going to be able to let me know what I can do to, ease his life or give him some peace, or whatever the case may be, is whatever he needs.
Okay. And so, okay, I think you're dope. I do. I do think you're a
Thank
dope
you.
woman. I
Then you
love
should
that
make me a
you.
highlight then, because last time I wasn't, and all I got was African and
Okay, I will make you a highlight. I'm gonna screenshot you right now so I won't forget. I'll make you a highlight. Um, how is dating in Atlanta?
okay. I'm gonna say this. I guess everybody feels the same about the dating pool, but the men to women ratio in Atlanta, and then the fact that I don't want to date men with children, has made it a little bit more difficult for me. And then sometimes I feel like they have a negative like stigma or outlook on dating nowadays, so they don't even really want to, take the steps to actually court you and get to know you. And that's something that I look for. So
Yeah, because courting is expensive. Like, because if he's
no, it
not,
doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I like
it's
ice
expensive
cream.
if you're dating a lot of
I
women.
like the gym. Oh
That's
well, yeah. If you're dating a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
women,
This is where the game is kind of screwed up. Is most women want the same guy. So if that guy is desired, he's date. If he has to date, if and you're not the only woman, that could be expensive. So I think men have gotten lazy in that way. But I always say it's the women's fault that men got lazy because we haven't required them to work as hard for vagina like we used to. We let situationships become like there's friends with benefits. Friends with benefits is when you have a mutual agreement with a friend. This is what it's supposed to mean, anyways. You have a mutual agreement with a friend that you guys are physical, but there's no emotional connection. That's
Mhm.
what friends with benefits is supposed to do. We're adults. We both want to get some, but we don't. We just friends. I don't want nothing more. You don't want nothing more. Then there's
Mhm.
relationship, and you define it however you want. One thing about hosting this show, there's not one type of relationship. It's just whatever you two agree on. Do you agree on we're exclusive? Do you agree on that we're open? Do you agree on we want somebody in it? Whatever,
Mhm.
find your tribe. Find your tribe. But then there's situationships, and I feel like situationships are the majority of what's happened now. Situationship is he's not really my man, but you know, like if I need him, he'll come through, and like so. And situationships are taking over. And a situationship for a man that's desired is the best thing in the world because he can always fall back and say, "Well, you weren't my girlfriend. You wasn't my
Mhm.
girlfriend. So what you mad? You wasn't my girlfriend." Women were so emotional. So I say for women, like which I think you're doing, you're very clear on your intentions, which I respect. Now it's just finding the man that can have all the attributes. And I don't want you. This is on my spirit to say. I don't want you to have to bend on your child rule because I respect it and I get it. But if you meet a really good single dad that,
Oh.
hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because what you gotta do is you gotta find the man that's gonna appreciate you. They're like to me, you're a quality woman. So there's only a quality man is gonna appreciate you. A guy that wants to play games is might not appreciate you. You too much hard work. Okay,
Right.
you want to worry about all these things. So he's not even gonna like if you ain't giving enough fast. So there are men who sometimes they go through life, right? And let's say they did have a child. Let's say there was a man who was like, all women the same, yada yada yada. Then they meet a woman and may have a child by this woman, and it's hell. And now they just appreciate a good woman that's bringing them peace. They appreciate a good woman that could be a role model to their child. I'm not saying this has to be you, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. So I'm not saying that you can't meet a guy that has no kids. I pray you get all that you require. You deserve it, right? But I would
Thank
just
you.
say be open minded because ultimately you just want a man that's gonna appreciate the value that you bring. That's all.
Yeah, and I'm actually open minded. I've dated men with kids. It's just never worked out. Like it really has just never
I
worked
get
out.
that.
But
And that's why I'm not speaking that upon your life. And I kept wanting to say it, and I was holding it back in because I didn't want to negate your desire. But it just was on my heart to say. And yeah, like I have a couple married friends, and they're so happy. But I have one friend in particular, actually two of my married friends who have amazing marriages. Both of their husbands had kids prior, and literally having the kid prior is what appreciated, is what made them both desire. Both of my friends are very, very classy, beautiful women, but because they went through so much hell with the baby mamas, they appreciated that woman so much more because they had a child that they had to consider and their dynamics. So again, I'm not saying that's going to be your future. Maybe it's somebody's future. Maybe it's somebody watching right now. Hear that.
look,
Maybe that. Literally,
baby, if you
yeah.
check all the other boxes and you got one child that's over the age of 10 specifically, which I'd hate to explain it, but if you do have one child over 10, then of course I would make an exception at that point.
Okay.
But
But but I will say because you are young enough, you're 31. You have a higher probability of meeting a guy with no kids, and hopefully now in the other side of the world, there's a guy who really is ready to settle down and he
right.
wants to have a family and will be just like you and appreciate that you don't already have any children and you guys can start your family unit together. And I pray that that is the
Look,
man that God
fingers
sends you.
crossed.
I pray that's the man that God sends you, a man that is like you and ready to settle down. All right, boo. How can he reach out to you, honey?
You can reach out to me on Facebook because I think my name will be tagged. So Kiki Maurice, and if you see me and I'm a highlight, you can hit me up on Instagram at feisty_Kiki.
Fill out your Instagram. You're gonna be a highlight for sure. I promise you.
It's FEISTY_KIKI.
Okay. All right, Kiki Boo. I will. Well wishes to you,
Thank
honey. Bye,
you. And
baby.
for having me again.
Say again, baby.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't realize you were here before, but thank you for telling me. All right.
All
Bye, baby.
right.
Bye.